and it takes off the little blurriness when they get naked. And then they could fuck like normal people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, but when you download it,
they just send you all the parts.
No, it gives you like this list of links, and it's like, oh, here's all this stuff that works with Wicked Whims. And so I right-clicked and opened all of them, and it started going down a weird fucking path with like cages and whips and collections of dildos and.
For your Sims.
I was like, Jesus fucking
That's
Christ.
crazy.
And then I downloaded Wicked Whims, and I had to remove it because it was too nasty. I would be like, oh, go practice singing. And then she'd start fucking herself with a microphone. And I'm like, what the fuck?
It's like at any point.
And it's like, oh, I want to go to my job. And it's like, someone's having a five-some in the corner. Go check it out. I'm like, dude.
Can't you just work?
I'm trying to just work, dude.
Just trying to fish over here.
Welcome to Horror Soup. We've been recording for the past 2.5 minutes.
The Sims Wicked Whims, baby.
Yeah, this is the intro to the episode. Thanks, Nia.
That's good shit, man.
No, you really got us going, you know?
That's
it's
great content.
I'm fully erect.
I'm horrified.
You guys ready to talk about Skinner?
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
Welcome again to Horror Soup, guys. I got Nia with me over on the side, talking about fucking. I got Tough Guy right over here in the corner.
What's up? I lost my laptop.
We got James right over here. That sounds like a
your laptop. I stole it.
Been talking about your notes this whole time, and here we are.
Yeah, they're gone.
Well, if you want to find it,
You need to go get
right
it real
away
quick.
and get
I
it.
think you
It's
left it
okay.
upstairs, big guy.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It's
I'll be
alright.
back.
Well, we'll see
I
him in a
saw it on the
minute. Tough Guy will be
kitchen
back. James, how's it going over here?
It's great.
And I'm Caleb. Welcome to Horror Soup. Tough Guy's running out of the room right now on all fours.
Again.
Destroying everything.
He almost like fell. I think he did a somersault on his way out. It was pretty crazy.
He used the dodge roll button.
Yeah, exactly. So if you guys are listening on Spotify right now, you could actually open up your little app and you can look at us and watch this as a video. If you're not on Spotify, you can watch this video on YouTube at Horror Soup. And Carrie just won the poll not too long ago. Actually, I don't know if this... I think this episode might come out the week before Carrie. Or no, shit. Wait. I might be completely wrong. No, I think this is coming out the week before Carrie. Maybe it's the week after. Who knows? But Carrie won the April's movie poll. I don't remember when this episode's coming out. There's a poll. Patreon. All right, guys. We have fun here. We have fun. We have
Carrie.
fun. We have fun. We're not talking about Carrie today.
No, okay.
So we're talking about Skinner from 1993. I think we mentioned discussing this movie probably in November.
Before all the evil bong shit
Before
happened.
all the evil bongs like just took over our life for
all
a
the
long
evils
time.
were bonged.
Yeah, it was very unfortunate. Mean green, wicked weed, hailing from the devil's seed,
You really like that movie, huh?
fiending for it every day.
You know I want that Mary Jane.
Guys, we have fun here.
I hate it.
Okay, so Skinner is this movie that I could not find like any background details to. It's been around for what, 3 decades now, and I can't find anything. Maybe I just ordered the DVD, and maybe I should have ordered that before we did the episode to see if there's maybe bonus features. But honestly, I'm not even like holding out for that. I don't feel like there's gonna be bonus features on it.
Yeah, we just randomly stumbled upon this on Tubi, right?
Yes, Nia, you can't do that in the corner. It's making arm noises. Nia has this baby doll that when you crank the arm, its face changes, and she's just cranking it right now, and it sounds like a crank. Like, it sounds like something is being cranked in the corner. And I say something to Nia for people that aren't watching, and she just looks like she got caught. Like she got caught by her parent doing something bad. Anyway, so this was directed by, I looked up how to pronounce his name. It's like Ivan Nagy.
Oh.
Or something. It's spelled like, it looks like Yvonne Nagy. So immediately after directing Skinner, Ivan went on to direct porn for the rest of his career until 2001.
Deadass.
Yeah, he didn't direct anything after except for porn. And then his career seemed to end in 2001. He just stopped directing porn.
So you think
And that
Skinner
was the
was
end of
like
it.
his first like sexual fantasy he filmed?
Well, this is definitely a softcore porn.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, 100%. He did Captain America 2 with Christopher Lee right before Skinner.
Interesting.
And that's really all that was very interesting with this man. The writer is Paul Hart Wilden. He directed 4 episodes of 1,000 Ways to Die. and then
shit.
wrote a bunch of other bullshit that does not matter. He also executive produced one episode of Catfish.
Oh.
What the fuck?
So this is what we're dealing with the history of these
So
dudes.
he may have been catfish.
I think he was the catfisher.
Yes.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, this is starring Ted Raimi and Ricki Lake, which is a very interesting combo.
Say that.
It's crazy. The Ted Raimi I could get past. The Ricki Lake, and this is like a psychological thriller, I would say, right?
Yeah.
It's a psychological thriller with like Dario Argento vibes.
Sure.
With the coloring.
Right.
But yeah, this is what we're dealing with. Couldn't find the budget. This was a TV movie from what I know. Very much seems
Makes
like
sense.
it. So no box office either. What is this rated? Let me look that up real quick. But Rotten Tomatoes, this was not rated by the critics. It was given a 40% by the audience. It has a 5.1 out of 10 on IMDb and a 2.9 out of 5 on Letterboxd. I think the Letterboxd ratings are pretty decent, like up there. You know, I feel like it's getting some appreciation. I feel like it's not getting much appreciation anywhere else. But do people know about this movie? Like anyone listening, has anyone
think
ever
so.
seen this movie? Because I mean, okay, so how do we find this? We're looking through Tubi, obviously, and it kind of just pops up. It said Ted Raimi, Ricki Lake, and we were like, all right,
The fuck?
what is this? Turn it on.
It's just one of those, how have we not heard about it?
Yeah. It's one of the most insane movies ever. It is rated R. I figured it was, but I wasn't entirely sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to get into Skinner because I really don't have any background information on this movie at all. There's nothing to really go off of. It's just this is Skinner.
Skinner.
It's going to be a great time, fellas. So
About to get
Skinner.
skinned.
The intro is dramatic, and we're zooming in and out on a woman with a hat. She has this really exaggerated floppy hat, and she's standing in the water on what I thought was like a beachfront, but I think it's just like an enlarged sewer.
Yeah, something like that.
It's not some place you want to be standing in. The water is probably filled with feces. But she's like, "You're a creature of habit, Skinner," which really doesn't make much sense in the beginning. Won't make much sense later because he's not a creature of habit. He's actually doing different things all the time, if I'm being completely honest. But it'll start to make sense soon. I guess I'll give like a little bit of background. This chick is obsessed with him. She is going after him, but it's not going to work out well. But we'll go off of that. Anyway, the first kill isn't much of a kill, and you'll blink twice if you miss it, but basically Skinner is walking in the water, he has a bag, and then we see a guy rubbing his knife on a woman's skin, which is Skinner, Ted Raimi. Ted Raimi's Skinner, by the way, and this isn't like a reveal, like, his last name is Skinner.
Yeah.
So it's not a reveal whatsoever, but this basically means that someone was murdered. Someone was killed.
Somebody got skinned.
And that's kind of just how it is. Like, you'll see that he's near someone, and then they're gone, and you're like, okay, well, I guess they're dead.
Yeah, they
like,
got
there's,
skinned.
there's not much else going on there. So now we move on into the brunt of the movie. Ricki puts out a flyer, and the flyer states that Ricki Lake is looking for a roommate, you know? And the potential roommate ends up being none other than Sam Raimi's brother, Ted Raimi. He walks in the room with this giant bag that clinks when he throws it on the ground, and she's like, haha, what is that? She responds basically how the Little Red Riding Hood's grandma would respond. She's like, oh my, what a big bag you have there.
What a clanky bag you have there.
What a loud fucking bag.
Why are your clothes banging around like that?
Why are your clothes made of metal, silly? So she didn't.
But he says it's okay, it's just tools.
It's just some tools. So ignoring the fact that this man brought a bag of like Dexter knives into her property, Ricki Lake goes, "You want to live with me?" After meeting this guy for maybe all of 2 seconds, which I think putting out a flyer to get a roommate is the craziest thing in the world.
It is a crazy thing.
I think I'd rather just die than like not let someone that I know move in with me. Like I'd rather just perish.
It was a different time though, man.
But that still happens. People still do that.
You think people still do that?
Yeah,
I did
dude.
that.
Damn.
Yeah, you did
dude.
do that.
That's
crazy.
crazy.
That's wild. Did you get murdered?
Almost. Remember the guy was walking around with a machete at night?
Oh, yeah. So that's what happens
shit.
when you let strangers just move into your house,
So you lived Skinner.
Yeah.
basically, because that does happen in this movie. So, I mean, okay, so let's follow this woman named Heidi for a bit. She's the one with the hat in the beginning who's hanging out in, like, weird, overgrown sewers. Heidi shows up at a hotel. She gets overcharged by a creepy man at the front desk, but she's also acting strange. Like, she isn't really acting normal, I would say. There's something off about this woman. She's muttering under her breath. She signs her name at the check-in as Heidi, and the guy's like, come on, bud. Heidi ho.
Heidi.
So it's obvious. It's obvious.
It's obvious.
It's hideous. It's obvious that she's hiding something. She walks off into her blue room because, I mean, the blues in this movie are blue.
Oh, every night shot is blue.
It's just very blue. They're like, hey, night.
blue.
Ever seen the blue night sky? So yeah, she's in her blue room. She removes her sleeves and she reveals that her arms do the little thing. And her skin,
No, she's like half old woman.
yeah, like Benjamin Button on half of her body, basically.
Yeah, just on half of her body.
But she's still large. But her skin looks like my ass on a bad day. It looks like Rectuma ass, really.
Oh.
So, she starts to shoot some heroin.
I guess.
Do we ever figure out what the fuck that is?
Heroin, probably.
I'm assuming morphine that she was prescribed for her condition.
I don't know.
maybe?
She had a whole like fucking little drug box. So.
She does have a whole fucking drug box.
I
so
mean,
I don't know.
she's doing drugs, is what I got from this. Nia, were you following what was going on at this point in the movie? How'd you feel so far?
Well, this is the point where you asked me, like, oh, what do you think's going on?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, I think he's a serial killer and he did something to her.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah,
pretty
yeah, yeah.
pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward. So after she shoots up, she starts to pass out from being strung out on whatever, and she goes, "I'll get you, Skinner. If it's the last thing I do," and then she like passes out, and it's like, what are you gonna get done? You're shooting heroin in a hotel room. Like, I'm gonna fucking get you. What? When you're not strung out 3 months later?
When are you gonna do any of this?
She prepaid this guy for like 3 months in the hotel. Like, she's definitely just staying there to shoot up heroin in the hotel. She's
and
not
hope
going
she
after
comes
anyone.
across Skinner.
Yeah, I hope that he just walks to her door and she's like, "I'm gonna get you now, buddy." He's a creature of habit. So we follow Skinner once more. He's out on a venture to leave his new residence for the day, and the dramatic music is blaring, like it's just going off.
Yeah.
And you assume that Skinner's up to no good as he roams the streets filled with graffiti, and he eventually comes across a woman with giant hair that closely resembles Cher.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this scene made me so happy. He murders Cher.
Oh my god. I forgot you're a share
First he
reader.
says.
Dude, Cher sucks.
First he
What?
looks at Cher and he goes, "Are you for sale?"
Are you for sale? Turns out she is. She's definitely for sale.
Doesn't work when you ask, huh?
I would argue that it did. So, guys, I'm not trying to buy a woman, but in a way, I guess, because I hop on Facebook Marketplace one day, this lady says, "TV for sale," but it's just a picture of her face super close up. So I'm like, all right, how much for the woman? And then she just starts, Nia, you could probably help me a little more with this.
Well, she was like, "What?" And you said, "How much for the woman?" And you said 150, and she goes 125.
Yeah, she lowballed me.
And you were like, "Okay, like when can I pick you up or something?" And she was like, "Wait, are we talking about the TV?" And you're like, "No." the woman in the picture.
She goes, "What woman?"
"What woman? You, bitch."
You woman. What do you mean?
And she says, "Oh, it's going to cost a lot more for me to sell myself."
Yeah.
And you said, "How much?"
And then she was like, "Wait a minute, we talking about the TV?" I was like, "Again, no." And then she's like, "Well, you still coming to pick up the TV?" "No, I'm coming to pick you up." What are you talking about?
She's like, "You want my address to come get the TV after you just try to buy me?"
Can you imagine? I don't know what kind of headspace you have to be in to get solicitation from someone like that over Facebook Marketplace, and then to be like, "No, this is a misunderstanding. You still want to come and buy me anyway, though?"
And you're like,
talking
"This
about?
isn't a misunderstanding. I want to buy you."
Yes, I said I want to purchase you, a human, with currency.
For 125.
For
And
$125.
then you were like, "Okay, I'll come get the TV, but do you have a bundle deal with the woman?" And she said, "No."
And I think she blocked me sometime after that. There was like a few more messages, and
There
then
was so many
there
messages,
was way too many.
dude.
Well, because the thing is, I sent the initial message to Nia, and then she's just like guiding me through it after. She's just like, "All right, say this." I'm like, "All right, sure."
But because I was
Whatever.
like, she's not gonna fucking respond, and he's like, "She did," and I was crying, dude. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? If someone messaged me asking to buy me, I'm blocking you immediately. You're not getting a fucking single response out of me."
She also thought I was fucking.
She talked to you for like 2 fucking hours.
Nia also thought I was fucking her when I first sent it to her. Like the first week, she was like, "No way, you just raw found this on the internet." And I was like, "Yeah,
Yes.
I'm raw trying to buy this woman right now. Like, this is currently happening. She didn't realize I was telling the truth until I showed her a few more, until she told me what to respond, and then I sent it. She was like, oh shit, this is real.
Welcome to the Midwest,
I thought
baby.
it was like a Reddit picture, like a funny Reddit picture.
It was pretty crazy. Like, it didn't seem real.
I was fucking crying.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime
dude.
opportunity to buy a woman on Facebook Marketplace.
She was like, damn,
That's probably not
dude.
a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. That probably happens all the time. Facebook Marketplace is the wild, wild west.
It really
It's
is,
a
man.
crazy place to be.
No
It's a
joke.
lawless land.
Especially out in the Midwest. It's even more horrifying.
It's crazy,
here.
dude.
I mean, dude, I pulled up on a dude like to buy some ceramic dolls once, and he was in full ghillie gear, and his name was Old Bam Bam. So, like, yeah, this place is definitely the Wild West.
Oh, bam, bam.
Anyway, so the next day, Ricki Lake's boyfriend shows up, and he's immediately pissed. He's like, what do you mean? What's going on here? And she's like, well, you said a while ago that we need a new roommate, and I got a new roommate. And he's like,
Who the
yeah,
fuck?
well, I don't know who this asshole is. And to be fair, I mean, she didn't tell him that, like, someone was living there already. He just walks, and he's like, what's going on?
It's a little quick, and he's pissed because he just sees another man's shoes.
yeah,
And
like,
so,
he didn't see anything else. He didn't know someone's living there yet. He's just like,
Yeah.
what is this?
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, his reaction, I think, is
His is valid.
Valid.
Hers,
It's pretty valid.
not very much.
Like, he is kind of maybe a little bit of a doucher overall.
right.
Yeah.
But, like,
He had an
honestly,
attitude,
But in
but it's
comparison to how she's acting, I don't know, man.
He was like, whose shoes are these? She's like, duh, the guy living
The
here?
fucking guy who's living here. What do you
He's
mean?
like,
You
who
moved?
the
Like, it
fuck?
seems like what
It
you moved
seems-
someone
it
in while
seems
I was
like
on the
they
road.
had a conversation, but it wasn't like they had made the decision.
They had a
you know?
conversation of like, hey, maybe we'll consider doing
Right,
this sometime
that's
in
what
the
it seems
future.
like,
And then
yeah.
he leaves for like 3 days and comes back, and she's like, there he is. You said it,
Oh,
asshole.
look, there's a strapping young lad living across the hall.
And also, before we move on any further, let's take 5 minutes to discuss Ricki Lake's clothing.
That's my
She's
favorite
dressed like
part
the
of
Little
the
Red
movie.
Riding Hood.
Yes.
She's literally dressed like the Little Red Riding Hood. Yes. She's dressed like that doll right here in the corner of this fucking room.
100%.
It's ridiculous. She's dressed like Nia's house looks.
Yes.
She's got
But,
these
like, not-
little
like,
fucking
it's-
lacy bits on her fucking baby doll dress.
Just like Little House on the fucking Prairie.
It's
Like,
crazy,
what
100%.
reason?
Why is she...
It's wild.
Nia, so right when this movie started, immediately you went, oh shit, Ricki Lake, because we didn't tell you Ricki Lake was on there.
Yeah.
What is your experience with Ricki Lake? Like, how far does it go back?
Hairspray,
Okay.
And then Ricki Lake show.
Yeah. So the two biggest things she was in,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
But like, were you like a big like Ricki Lake fan when you were younger? Like, did you see her
I
all the
was
time? Like,
Probably like 5. So
okay,
not
you saw her around, and
really.
you're just like, hey, that's Ricki Lake.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I wasn't sure if you were like a big Ricki Lake fan or something, because when it
Who
started,
the
you were.
fuck is a big Ricki Lake fan?
I feel like that was our conversation when we first watched this movie.
I don't know. That's the question.
But I feel
it's
like
I
most-
remember her.
Yeah.
And I remember the Ricki
Like,
Lake
she
show.
exists.
But I,
think
don't
that's
remember
how
why.
Everyone feels about her.
But I'm like, why was she famous? Why did she have a fucking show?
But I feel like
could
mo-
I have had my own show? Like, why did she
Probably.
have a
100%.
show?
It's the 90s.
Yeah, but I feel like I could have started that movie with anyone else, and they would have been like, "Oh, Ricki Lake," but you were like, "Oh, Ricki Lake."
Well,
so I was a
thought
little thrown off.
Dude, I'm used to watching fucking Rectuma and Amityville Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Seeing someone I've seen before is like, what the fuck?
that makes sense.
This is an actual movie we're watching today.
This is
Yeah.
cinema.
That's true, man. That's true.
There's a real actor in this
They
shit.
paid her to be here. You know, every movie we watch, no one's getting fucking paid
Well,
to be
that's
there.
true. I mean, a man had a heart attack on one of those movies and
Literally,
still
he was
did not get
actively
paid.
dead.
and still didn't get paid.
No,
Had a cadaver walking around the set. And they didn't pay him.
they maybe give him like a double.
It's like the opposite of child labor.
Yeah. Elder abuse. It's a real
I mean,
thing.
yeah, they're
man.
taking advantage of this man's dementia.
Yes.
Like, anyway, different movie, different conversation. So, yeah, this boyfriend's pissed. That's really all that happens right now. And then Ted goes, "Hey, buddy, how's it going?" And the dude's like, "Hey, you're an asshole. Here's your shoes." So back at the hotel, Heidi's walking around. She's still saying she's going to do something about Skinner. She's saying shit like, "You can't run forever. Sooner or later, Skinner. Sooner or later." And then she starts rubbing pictures of him like all over her face and boobs. And it's just like,
licking him.
Yes.
yeah, like
It's
kissing
like-
him and shit. It's like, wait, do you hate him or are you obsessed
You
with
wanna
him?
fuck
Like,
him?
honestly, the more this goes on, I don't think he ever did anything to her. I think she's just obsessed with him.
I think she's on drugs and
I think
like
she's on
has
drugs, and she
convinced
just saw
herself.
this dude's picture once, and now he's just like, he knows her because he's like, yeah, Heidi, my stalker for the past 5 years. Like, he does happen to be doing bad shit, but that's just a coincidence. That's purely a coincidence. That's why when he's walking by and he sees her directly in his view, he just keeps going.
doesn't
He's
even
like,
care.
what fucking
Christ,
ever, dude. Like, I'm over this shit.
He could have killed her multiple times.
Yeah, and he's just like,
like,
the
just
only
leave me
time he even
alone.
touches her is when she's fucking with him. And he's like,
Right.
fuck off, dude. He's so sick of her. In a world where this dude is murdering and skinning people, she's the crazy one. 100%. So she's being insane. And meanwhile, the front desk dude that let her in earlier, who was a giant creep, he's just spying on her through a peephole in the wall.
Because of course he is.
And also, why is the inside of this hotel just filled with like Charlie Day's like little string connectors? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because that I don't think she
Pepe
set that up. That was
Sylvia.
she walked in the room and it was already there. There's like a cutout magazine of a woman, and that's the eye that he's looking through, like
Right.
her cutout eyeball.
Yeah.
And that's just like if I walk into a hotel and all that was there, I'm walking right out and leaving immediately.
If I walked in and that guy was at the front desk, I'm immediately leaving.
But then again, I guess when you're Heidi, I mean, nothing's
Good old
gonna throw you
hiding
off.
Heidi, man.
So Skinner runs into another lady of the night, quite possibly the dumbest lady of any night.
Oh my god.
She is not smart.
As a person, I wouldn't suggest you do any of this, but as a prostitute, I would suggest you never let any man that you run into tie you up during a transactional period, let alone suggest that he tie you up even more. And also, don't close your eyes when he says, I'm going to run into another room, close your eyes.
Yeah.
These are all bad steps.
Yeah. I would assume that, like, as someone who works in this profession, like, you would just have a pretty good sense of, like, danger?
No, she's smiling.
And, like, street
like, okay.
smarts?
She's like, you want to tie me up? This is going to be fun.
Make sure you get it really tight, bud.
Like, what are you talking about? This is what you want out of this situation?
Like, she's asking you to be murdered.
Seems like it should be the last thing you
Yeah,
want
this
out
is
of
her
this
fault,
situation.
actually.
100% her fault. I'm not on her side.
It's like he
I'm not one
was
to
was
victim
gonna
blame,
fuck her,
but come
but then
on.
she was so dumb. He was like, I mean, at this point,
Yeah, honestly. It seemed like he wasn't going to kill her at first, actually.
Yeah. Actually, I think you're right.
Yeah, weird situation. But he comes back in the room with some kind of something on his arm. We can call them gloves for now.
We'll call him gloves.
He has some gloves on his arms with very pointy nails. And she opens her eyes early, and Skinner goes, I told you not to open your eyes while I'm getting dressed. We're going to have a talk, you bitch. And then he fucking snaps her neck with like a neck bop. Yeah, he bops her neck to hell, dude.
bonks her neck.
With the quickness.
Bonk count 1.
Yeah.
First bonk on a neck.
Uno bonk.
Bonks a neck and snap. Anyway, that's not what I said. We get a few cutscenes of some Dario Argento lighting, you know, like all the blues, the reds. There's blood, cut open body parts. It's really disorienting. It's really fast. Like, it just pops on the screen, moves on. So, you know, like, it's just kind of like symbolizing, like, this is what Skinner does. He slices them up. So later on, Ricki Lake finds some blood on some clothes in Skinner's room, and she confronts him about it. She questions where the blood came from, and then he starts questioning where it came from on his part. He's like, well, where did it come from? And he goes, oh, duh, hemophilia. Me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I had a cut. And I'm a hemophiliac. And I bled everywhere.
She's like, huh. Well, okay, that makes enough sense for me.
Literally Red Riding Hood. Why are your towels so bloody? Okay.
So, yeah, and then he goes to the kitchen. I don't really know what to make of the water in the sink, but basically Skinner's obsessed with water.
Yeah.
He just
Water's important, guys. Have you been watching the movie? Water's very important.
blue water drains cups.
Water.
Water.
Water. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why are you looking at me crazy?
Water. I don't know.
Water, dude.
Yeah.
H2O.
My God.
H2O. H2O. H2O.
Guys, let's just watch H2O.
Anyway. Halloween?
Let's watch
Yeah.
Aqua Girl.
Aqua Girl? What was Aqua Girl?
Wasn't that the
Shark
British
Boy
one?
and Lava Girl?
Yeah.
Clary, no.
Charlie? Talking about the
Clary.
unicorns.
No.
Charlie,
Chloe?
no. You can't
kill
people, Charlie.
No.
Aquamarine.
Aquamarine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we got there.
Aquamarine, yeah.
See, I just had to stall long enough. Anyway, he's just running a shit ton of water in the sink, and then Ricki comes out because he like has a cup under it. He's just overfilling it, and then he just pulls the cup out, but he still has the water running behind him, and he's just looking at it. He's like, so many colors. It's always changing. The hues, the everything, water, beautiful. And then Ricki Lake walks out, and she goes, Oh yeah, always changing. It's always charging too. Water running.
Always costing money, bitch. And
Always
then shuts it
costing.
off.
And she fucking turns it off, and then fucking Ted Raimi over here in the corner, Skinner's ass. He starts chugging the cup of water, Natalie Nunn style, when she's making fun of Krishan
dude.
Rock. Starts, well, I'm Krishan, throwing water everywhere.
Making a fucking mess.
Oh god! So we go back to Heidi. Why? She is still sitting in her hotel room, still going, Skinner.
One of these days,
Skinner, I'm gonna get you, Skinner. This is 33 minutes into the movie. Skinner, I'm gonna get you. Don't even know if she knows him yet. And then she like stabs her fucking needle into her hand, and then gets stressed out because it's not heroining fast enough. So she just snaps the needle off in her skin and then just leaves it in there.
Yeah, because that's great. That's how it works.
What was happening here?
I don't know.
What is wrong with this woman?
There's a lot.
Well, she's still acting like she's about to do something about Skinner being out in the world, but, you know, she's just sitting there breaking needles off in her skin. So let's talk about fouls. Oh, yeah, let's talk about fouls. Some foul shit happens right here.
I thought you meant like the bird.
I did too when I read it. That's why I was confused. So, what gives anyone the right to pick up a dirty knife off the ground? And what gives them the right to walk up behind someone centrally and then slice a turkey with said dirty ass knife?
As
is
you're
foul.
already trying to slice it with a clean knife.
Like, I feel like he was doing that thing where he's like, I got you, baby. But, like, that's germ.
What's that movie where they like make clay together?
Ghost.
Yeah,
Is that Matthew McConaughey?
No.
Should be.
They're gutting the chicken together.
That's sick.
You had to skin it for her, man.
Did you say Matthew McConaughey? Wasn't that movie in the fucking 80s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, right?
So that's the one yeah. Matthew McConaughey is timeless.
He does not age, dude.
He could have been born whenever he wanted
He was
to be.
literally 40 in Ghost.
I'm just saying. Anyway. So Ricki and Ted, they start dancing. They seem to be growing like a bond for each other through the dirty turkey slicing. This leads to Skinner walking through the house naked in the middle of the night, seemingly considering murdering Ricki Lake.
Yeah, like doing yoga poses and just stretching and doing Tai Chi in front of her bedroom door.
Yeah.
Is this when he was butt naked?
Yeah. He was definitely butt naked. And I think he was going to murder her, but then he hears that she's like awake, because she's always awake, if I'm being honest. She's listening to everything at every time of the day.
She's always getting up out of her bed to like investigate. Like, bitch, go to sleep.
Yeah, and what does she even do?
What's her job?
I don't know.
Maybe she doesn't have one, I guess.
Wearing baby doll
It's like,
dresses.
how about get
Yeah.
a job before you move a stranger into your fucking house?
Honestly.
Maybe you can afford your rent.
Yeah, that's probably a pretty good point.
What is it, an extra $300? Like,
Literally. Oh, jeez. Well, somehow Heidi, she was able to get out of her hotel room, and I'm so proud of her.
She
I
got
didn't-
down the stairs by herself?
I didn't know the bitch could walk. I mean, like,
Barely.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
let's be honest. Like, there's some limping going on,
A
and
lot
I don't
of
know why.
limping.
It seems like, I mean, it's burnt, but I mean, you know. You know what I mean?
it's been 5 years. It's like healed now. You'd think.
Yeah. How long has it been? It's been at least 5 years. She's been hunting
Your
Skinner down.
scars
so-
are making you limp.
Right? Like, I don't know. Maybe there's something else going on, but I don't think so. You got fucking 9-degree burns over there, tough guy. What do you? Can you walk?
I'm not a doctor, man. I don't know. I'm
Well, can you walk now?
all right, but
See, he can
Yeah,
walk.
you got burns on
her
your foot.
Scars are severe, man. I didn't get them like that.
I don't know, man. Your foot looks pretty fucked
Those
up
are
to
just
me, man.
any burn. You want to see it? Look.
No, I don't
No.
want to see it. I've seen it already. I don't want to see it again. I'm done with it.
Just
I'm
let
over
me
it.
know. I'll show you.
No, I'm done with. No one wants to see it. So she's out of her hotel room. She's on the waterfront once more, and she starts walking toward the shore of not the beach, because this isn't a shore. It's like a sewer. She goes, "One of these days, Skinner." I mean, if you guys couldn't tell, you're gonna hear a lot of that. But alas, Skinner is out on the prowl again. He comes across a lady in a pink dress in an alleyway. He follows her, and at the same time, Heidi is approaching both of them from the opposite side of the alley, and they stop. And then the girl goes, "Hey, Skinner, are you following me?" And he just bonks her on the forehead. Hits her with a bonk. I don't even know what he bonked her with this time.
Bonk number
Don't
2.
count 2.
Bonk count at 2. And then he just immediately pulls out a knife, slits her throat, and then Heidi pops up entirely too late. She's like, stay away from her. I'm like, dude, she's already dead. Like, he just slit her throat. You are 30 seconds too late. Like, she's so bad at her job.
Following 2 steps behind him, and you barely fucking got here. Right. After that slow ass bonk, slow ass throat slit.
Like, they're all feet away from each other, and then Heidi's like, stay away from him. Like, you see the blood pouring out of this chick. You saw the motion and everything.
She did, man.
She didn't stop anything. And then she's like, she fucking like fucks Skinner off, and he runs off, and then Heidi sits on the ground, and she's sitting with the girl, and she's like, it's okay.
Hang on.
You're gonna be fine.
I have to interrupt you.
Okay.
Skinner doesn't just fuck off.
You're right. He goes,
and he runs away like
He
this.
turns into Dr. Zoidberg.
You're not wrong. He does.
Blah, 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 blah.
He does do that. He like does the like hand clacking thing and everything.
Yes.
It's an interesting move. It's because he's probably just fucking with Heidi. He's like, well, this crazy bitch is gonna follow me. I'm gonna be crazier. You know? I would do the same thing.
No, he looked like you in that moment when you run around the house.
I do run around like that.
Yes.
I run around like that for sure. But yeah, so he runs away, and then while she's sitting there, she's like, it's okay, you're gonna be fine with your slit-ass throat. Skinner pops up behind her somehow, because he is the fastest man on the planet.
He just like walks in a circle.
Walks in a full
3.
circle, pops up behind her, bonks her on the head. Bonk count 3.
It's amazing.
Destroys this woman, and then he just drags the chick whose throat he slit off, and then leaves Heidi there.
Leaves Heidi.
He doesn't give a shit about her.
Doesn't care.
Does not care about this woman.
She's not even a threat to him.
No. He's like, all right, yeah, I ran off, and then you just let me run right back behind you and knock you out.
Fucking idiot.
Like, she's not smart. He's not smart at all.
Hasn't called the authorities once.
No, hasn't tried to do anything.
Right?
She is the authorities.
Well, because no cop would believe her.
No.
She's like, hey, Zoidberg just attacked this woman in an alleyway.
Skinner
killed these women.
Dude. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Dude,
Speak English.
Delivery, man.
Speed it up, girl.
Wait, Skinner was the inspiration for Dr. Zoidberg. This definitely came out
This is
way before Futurama.
Dude. I know.
This was definitely the inspiration.
Right?
Skinner did it first. Skinner 100% did it first. All right, so we see Skinner being a Skinner, and we also hear a bit about his backstory. He's like, my mother died, and my father, morgue man. So what did he do? Ripped her face off in front of me. That made me want to rip more faces off.
Yep, that's how it works.
He's like, mess me up, dude. It's crazy. And then, the lighting in the room's pretty awesome, but him skinning her looks ridiculous. Like,
it's wild.
It's already pre-skinned, and he's just like pretending to like move a knife like between 2 layers.
And he's like shaking it back and
He's
forth.
shaking it. It's just like there's no like nothing stopping the knife from moving.
But somehow
wherever.
it's still gross to be
It's
out.
still pretty gross. Like it still looks weird. I'm not mad at it, but it's not good.
It's not realistic. It
It's
doesn't
not
look
good.
realistic.
But once her flesh isn't attached, he goes, "Hey, it's not bad. I could put this on my face." And then, I thought it was a good leather face.
Not bad.
Not too bad, dude. You get that good shot of him standing there, full leather faced out.
All
Leather
sexy.
suit.
Pretty hot, dude.
And he also like used it as a puppet for a second too.
Yeah, because he's like talking to it. He's like holding
yeah.
its hand too. It's pretty crazy. He also says it's clothing for a divine soul.
He does say that.
I will never forget that line.
He's not wrong. So next up, Heidi. Why'd I write this? Next up, Heidi gets home bonked.
Home bonked.
So she doesn't get bonked, but she gets bonked because the counterman is like looking at her through a hole in the wall. So it's like a metaphorical bonk, like her life is getting bonked right now.
Life bonk.
It's a life bonk. Bonk count
Right.
4.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's looking through the hole in the wall, and she's holding onto a picture of Skinner, saying things like, "I'll kill you, Skinner. You can't keep running forever. Cope harder. Cope harder. You will never catch this man.
Didn't even try, dude.
You got bonked. You went home. Walk of shame. You're done. You're done. Go to bed.
Not Carmen
You're done,
Sandiego.
kid.
Walk
You're
of
not
shame.
fucking.
You're fucking done.
You're not a vinyl girl. Call the police.
Mardi Gras sucked. So Skinner has a job now, and he has a coworker that doesn't like people that smile all the time. He's like, yeah, you fucking creeps over here, you smile all the time. I met a guy that smiled all the time. He was a bitch.
No, more importantly, he was mentally challenged in an insane asylum.
Oh, he did say that.
Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right. He was like, yeah, there was this LD guy, and he kept smiling at me, and it pissed me off. Like, wait, if anyone has an excuse, it was the LD kid. What are we talking about here? That's crazy. And the guy's like, yeah, you know, I hate smiling, and also I'll fucking knock Mike Tyson out one punch flat.
Nothing flat, man. I can knock Tyson out, man.
I'll knock him right out, dude. Tyson doesn't stand a chance. Can you imagine? You're just, I mean, like, actually,
he also has the most
wait.
ridiculous haircut of anyone in the universe.
Oh, yeah, his haircut's crazy. But I was gonna say, can you imagine this happening at a warehouse? But then I've remembered working at a warehouse, and I've definitely met people just walking around
there's
going like,
people like
"Oh, I
that
can
for
knock Mike
sure."
Tyson out." I heard that every day working at warehouses.
Just so
Dude, the one dude I worked with in a warehouse thought you could rap better than Eminem.
He's just in the back. He's like, "Bama damma with my pajama llamas. A llama turns into pajama with a drama gamma. Gamma whamma with a bandana rama boomerang fantana.
No, he
Bars.
was like, fuck this truck. I don't care.
Fuck this truck, I give it 7 fuck." No, trust me, dude, the fucking being in a truck that's getting loaded and there's 7 dudes freestyling, that was like peak warehouse.
Yeah.
I will never
Honestly.
forget those days, dude. I will never forget those days. Best moments of my life, honestly. Oh, fuck. You always had like the Mexican dude that came in like fucking blasted because he was like chugging Coronas in the bathroom. He'd be like, "Hey, fool, I got something." And he would try so hard to be Cypress Hill. Really, he'd just be going like, "Hits from the ball." It's just Charles Band. All right, we gotta stop. So this guy, he can knock Mike Tyson out.
nothing flat, man.
Clearly.
This guy dies immediately because he also pushes Ted Raimi, and Ted's like, "You fucking piece of shit." So the next thing we see, I mean, Earl disappears, and then Ted Raimi's wearing his skin.
Yeah.
So like, you don't
He
see
walks
the death.
out of the warehouse, broad daylight,
It's so bright outside.
bright as fuck.
He walks out. He's wearing his skin. He's going, "I could have knocked Mike Tyson out. One punch." Like he's imitating him. So do the math. But it's gonna get
Too much maths.
it's gonna get crazier. So this one time.
Oh no, you got a
For
story.
the one time.
You about to tell a
Remember
story?
that one time?
Get that one time?
4 or 5 still stuck
Oh,
in my
you're
thigh.
still okay.
Anyway,
Try to forget that guy.
so right after, this woman walks up on Skitter, and he looks very normal aside from like being turned around and being like very glossy red, very shiny red. That probably should have been her first.
No, it's
whatever.
kind of wild. He sort of blends in with
He
like,
does a little bit with the background.
the
you know?
the graffiti, and it's almost like Blair Witch. Like
Okay.
he's like staring in the corner, and she's just like, "Bro, are you okay?" But also like
You don't see him very clearly.
you don't see it
It's
very
kinda
clearly.
dark.
But where the fuck are you? Why are
Yeah.
you here?
Yeah, what?
This is not a place that you should be, especially alone.
She's
She's like a
Yeah.
pretty girl in a nice another.
What
Yes.
is
one of those
happening?
dresses.
How did she end up in this place in like an industrial park?
Yeah,
or
because she's
some
not
shit?
just in a random alleyway. She's in like something that looks like an alleyway, but it's actually just the side of a warehouse that's probably gated.
Yeah, it's like warehouses and fucking train yards and shit. Like, where the fuck are they? Like, why are you just walking around?
Where does this movie even take place?
That's a great question.
I'm actually very curious now because what is going on with anyone? I mean, like
no.
every corner they turn, there are 9 prostitutes just waiting.
But then, like, the house is just like an old ass farmhouse.
Yeah, it's the Little House on the Prairie. It's quite literally the same one. If you look it up, there's a fun fact. It's the same one. No, I'm just saying shit.
Oh god damn it! You had me for a minute.
You were like, wait a
motherfucker.
second.
I was about
You were
to
like,
go
it
crazy.
definitely is.
Well, you say it.
Wait a second. This movie is also known as Skin Person Devil.
Skin Person Devil.
The Chinese title for this movie is Skin Person Devil.
Okay.
Skin Person Devil.
It says Dennis Skinner, a nerdy, charming, cute, and rather withdrawn young man, has just arrived in the seedy city of Los Angeles.
I was gonna say, it says it's filmed in Los Angeles. I wasn't sure if it took place though, but I guess it's just in L.A.
Well, I guess that's just the fucking L.A. River.
I mean, actually, I'm pretty. Now that I think I've been there.
Yeah.
Like, for sure. I mean, like,
just
yeah.
different graffiti, man.
Yeah. Oh, I found something else. Alternate versions. The R-rated version sloppily removes most of the gore included in the unrated version. In the process, some of Dennis's speech about his father while skinning the blonde prostitute was also trimmed. I wonder if we watch the rated R, the unrated. We probably watched the rated R version.
Yeah, I think so.
We got to do like a redo and watch the unrated version.
Yeah.
See, I mean, what else could they have put in here? This was the fucking rated version? That's crazy. That's pretty insane. Okay, this is rated. All right. This is crazy. Could you imagine being the MPAA watching this?
No. I would have quit.
They put this on TV.
I would have quit my job if that was my job. Was to like watch and like say yes or no, like this should be on or what this should be rated. I would have had to leave. This movie needs to be talked about, but I don't know how to talk about it.
Oh, I'm saying yes. I would give this like a G rating. I want to make sure kids watch this movie.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to raise these kids right.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
No, I don't know.
I don't either, thank God. I'm glad no one agreed with me because, oof, if you guys agreed with me, you guys are...
You're calling CPS on all of us?
Scumbags. So anyway, this woman walks up. He turns around, and then she can clearly see that this is a bloody man wearing skin. He isn't wearing the face mask at this point.
Right.
But he's just standing there. He's like, what's going on? He's like, what's the problem? And then she starts running off and screaming, and then he's like, oh, okay, I get it. I'm a little scary. Let me toss let me toss my mask on. Toss the mask on, and then he turns into Earl when he tosses the mask on, because whenever he puts on an outfit, he is that person.
Obviously.
He is that person now. And then he starts screaming, I'm Earl. I don't want to say this line. Pull up the picture.
It needs to be said.
Nia, pull up the picture.
It's wild.
Tough guy, can you say this for me? I don't even want to.
What's the exact
wild.
quote? Say it. What's the...
I'll show it. It's right here. You see where it says in caps? It says I'm Earl.
I don't want to say it, man.
Man, I can't do it. I'm gonna get like ran off the
You're
You're
internet.
not allowed to say
I
it.
can't really. Wait. Where
I'm
was it
Earl,
at? Oh
comma.
yeah, I'm Earl. When you.
Do it in the
What?
depiction.
No, I'm not doing it. I don't think I
got it.
can.
Okay, just
I
say
don't
it then.
think
Just
I
say it.
can.
I won't make you do
Use
anything you
his
don't want to
picture
do.
think
and
I
then
can.
say it.
Yeah,
in-
hold that up. Hold that up in
this
front of your
Okay,
face.
hold on. I'm Earl. When you starts a running, I starts the pudding. And then he does the...
The fuck does that mean?
I don't know what it
fuck
means,
does
but they're
that
definitely referencing
mean?
Bill Cosby. Who else says starts the pudding?
He's only...
Dear fucking God.
This movie is like, whose brain invented this?
so crazy.
And did we agree that it's actually him saying it? Or
I can't imagine. This doesn't. The thing is, for me, like,
it doesn't sound.
do I almost want to say like Ted Raimi would be down to do this? He probably would. I mean, he was down to
Yeah.
wear the skin and run around in it. So I mean, I can't say that he wouldn't be down to do it, but I feel like he didn't. And I feel like he was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that voice. But I don't know for sure. But I will say, I don't think Ted Raimi can get his voice to sound like
It
that.
seems
Ted Raimi has a very
AVR'd.
high pitched voice.
Yeah.
He has a very like distinctive voice, and I don't think he could change it like to that decibel. You know what I mean? Like, he can't do that.
It seems like it could be AVR'd. Because obviously he would have the mask on anyway, so like they probably
Yeah.
would have to do it in post.
I'm just hoping that Earl did the voice.
Good God,
You know what I mean?
It's rough, man.
Because it's crazy, and that's probably like, well, I'll say like one more thing that he said, but I can't do all of it. Just know that this went on for a long time.
I hope you're gonna say my favorite thing that he said.
Probably because it's pretty crazy. So he starts running around, he's yelling insane things. Then he finally finds the woman, and he walks up to her and he screams, "You dead, bitch!" And then he hits her over the head with like a metal beam and splats her. That's the one. This is the craziest game of hide and seek I've ever witnessed.
Bonk count 5?
Bonk count 5. 100% bonk count 5. And at this point, he's still at his workplace.
Yeah.
This is at his job that he just got like 3 days ago. How does he know the lay of the land so well already?
I don't know, man.
But, you know, at this point, it seems like he's about to get caught by the nighttime security guard, but he manages to evade by removing his skin glove and throwing it to the security dog as like a treat distraction.
Yum.
Yeah.
And then this kills the dog.
Yeah.
The dog gets sick and dies.
Oh, he died? I thought he just said, oh, he's sick.
But he said he didn't make it.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that's when he's like, oh, get that son of a bitch.
Well, yeah,
And he
later
pulls out his
he's like,
rifle.
You got the dog, but you're not going to get me.
And Ted's like, oh, what you got? Because he's like, I got something for him. And then he pulls out this rifle and points it at like his face. And he's like, all right, buddy, maybe don't do that.
He said, I won't. And just keeps
And
it
then
there.
points it right at him even more. So after all these events occur, Skinner goes home and removes his skin clothing. And he's washing himself off in the sink. And he's making the most insane laughing noise. Like, it's like 3 a.m. He's like, whoa! Just laughing in the bathroom. And it's like, okay, you're going to wake up everyone in the house. You think you're being sly right now, man? This is crazy. And of course, Ricki Lake wakes up and she's like, hey, you having fun maniacally laughing in there, Skinner? And she's like, hey, you in the bathroom? And he doesn't respond, which seemed like the worst. He could have just been like, yeah, I'm in here. You know? I'm in here. I'm good. But that doesn't happen.
No.
That doesn't happen. And then he just like kind of soaks himself in the blood water.
Bloodbath.
Yeah. And Ricki Lake and her mans are fighting the next day. They're fighting about the fact that her mans doesn't like Skinner. And Skinner walks out and he goes, ha ha, how's it going, big guy? And then he punches his arm like 5 times. He goes, boom, 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 boom.
Just like the most obnoxious stepdad energy.
Yeah.
It's either
Yes.
stepdad, but in this situation where this is a stranger living with your girlfriend, it's like a big, like, I'm fucking your wife energy.
Fucking
It's like, hey, big guy, how's my dick taste? You tasted on your mouth this morning? Like, come on, this was crazy. And then the guy's he's fucking pissed. He's like, all right, I'm getting the fuck out of here. and then Skinner steals his eggs, which I thought was
steal his egg.
that was a good cherry on top. So we finally cut back to Heidi, an hour and 1 minute into the movie, and she was still going, I'm gonna get you, Skinner.
One of these days, Skinner.
Dude, you're down and out. You're bonked and out, dude. You've been bonked to high hell. But if you guess that she still hasn't done shit about Skinner, yeah, guys,
Yes, right.
come on. No, you'd be correct. So Skinner, he's still messing with water. He's like, holy shit, you ever seen this? It's like he's never seen a sink before. Like he doesn't know what running water is, honestly. Is that not what this seems like?
He's just fascinated by it, man.
It's like, holy shit, when I turn this handle,
it's special.
the liquid comes out of this metal thing.
Look at this water go be wet.
And if you think that's going to come full circle, it doesn't.
No, but there's water in the movie.
That's it.
Yeah.
H2O.
See? Well, this time he's rubbing a knife under the running water, and while he's doing that, he has this awesome idea. He's like, huh, why don't I fuck Ricki Lake? Why don't I go just walk into the room and we're gonna have sex.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happens. He walks in and Ricki just embraces him. She's like, oh God, Skinner.
Yeah.
Like,
why?
this part,
It's so confusing.
I'm really confused by.
I mean, like,
No questions. Just all right.
there was no
Like
conversation.
at first I was like, oh, is that like not? Did it not really happen? Like that's just what he saw.
I
in
thought it
his
didn't
head?
happen. I thought it was a fucking
Or like
hallucination for
she
sure.
was having a dream or something. Like,
But not that it actually happened.
but I think it did.
No, it did. I just think it's crazy to believe that it actually happened. Like when you're watching it, it's like, no. What are you talking about?
Like, why would they fuck?
None of this makes sense, but they...
But then I guess she was just thirsty for it from the beginning. That's why she lent the room to him. Like,
Well, I mean, she lent the room to him, and then, like, on top of that, her boyfriend's being all pissed off and like, hey, you can't hang out with Skinner, so she's like, fuck you.
I'm going to fuck
I'm
Skinner.
gonna fuck the shit out of Skinner. He's gonna remove my frilly little dress. Gonna take me back to my little house on the prairie, and we're gonna be so happy together. What are you talking about? You're already having money issues, and then you moved a guy in who has more money issues than you, and then now you're gonna fuck him? Now he's your man?
Yeah, she's making a lot of poor choices here.
Her life is not going to go over well, is all I'm saying. It's just you're making bad decisions. But
Is that a bonk?
yeah, that's an
Damn.
inside bonk. 6 on the bonk count.
For pussy bonk.
Oh, well, the next day, we just see him walking through the shitwater underpass, and he's thinking of how he's going to break it off with Ricki. He's like, well, how am I going to do this? He's like, Ricki, you see, we can't do it. Like, that's really all he's practicing.
It's not a good time.
That's
for
all
us
he's...
right
Like, you had to practice that? That's what everyone says. What are you talking about? So, yeah, while he's walking through this shitwater underpass, Heidi is sitting directly across from where he's walking in broad, slight moonlight. And,
Right
she's right in front of him. Like, he's walking straight. She's sitting straight.
Maybe 10 feet away.
If that.
In direct eyesight.
And he just walks right by her, and she's just in there plotting. She's like, Skinner, you would never...
You're a creature of habit.
You're a creature of habit, and you'd never know that I'm sitting right here. Meanwhile, he's just walking by like, I'm so sick of this chick. Like, she's following me wherever I go, staring at me. Fuck off. Like, I'm so confident.
I'm gonna get a restraining order on you, bitch.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's what he's plotting at this point. He was like, well, I don't need to worry about, like, break it off with Ricki Lake. I need to worry about this restraining order. He's like, he's been putting it off for the past 5 years. But he's like, well, I had to bonk her last week, so now she's starting to get a little closer. It's getting real annoying now. Oh, yeah. But anyway, she goes, you're a creature of habit, Skinner. And she looks like she's about to get up and do something to him. And then she just falls. She
On her
falls and
fucking
rolls
face.
down the underpass and
Like
then grunts.
2
She's like,
feet, though.
And then she, like, it looked like she got knocked out when she fell over. And she didn't even hit anything. Like, she just rolled over. She's just a junkie falling over in an
Literally.
underpass. Like, that's all that's happening.
Just absolutely pathetic.
And fucking the front man, the desk front man from the hotel, he's standing right behind her, and he basically just looks at her and goes, pathetic. And then walks away. Poor girl. He just walks away. Imagine the biggest creep in the world who's literally trying to assault you.
A dude who's
Actually, at one
literally
point, he's
been
like,
peeping on you and probably jerking off to you for like the past 6 days.
And
he's
somehow
probably
he feels
finally
bad for you.
following you to like molest you.
Right.
And he's like, oh, Jesus.
Like, your
Oh.
life sucks so bad, he feels bad for you.
He's like, God, I can't even watch this. That's honestly...
That's low, man.
That's insane. Like, that's
low.
insanity. I never want to be that low. I've been pretty low. I don't want to be that low. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy, dude. Okay, so when Heidi gets back to the apartment, this guy's basically bonking her life again. The front desk man is waiting inside of her room, and she goes, What the... And he's like, all right, first off, I want you. She goes, what? Second off, I got this old picture of you. And she's like, oh my God, how did you get that? That girl died long ago. And then he's like, well, this is you, right? This is a picture of you? And she's like, yeah, that girl died years ago. And then you assume that it's like Skinner, took her happiness and her sense of self away.
Right.
But then she goes, that girl died when I was born. You've only known Skinner for 5 years.
It's like, wait. Yeah.
What happened when you were born? Maybe we should talk about that because it's never going to come back. She's never going to go like, oh, this shit that happened to me when I was younger and this is why I have to go after Skinner.
Wait, maybe she means when her new self was born.
Oh.
That's stupid.
Yeah, but so is this movie.
What?
That might be right.
Maybe that is what she means.
She did speak poetically.
Are we really trying to
was
figure out what the
cryptic.
junkie is talking
Well,
about?
bro, she
Yeah.
speaks cryptically as fuck.
Yeah,
she
pretty-
do.
I mean, she speaks in like Rectuma.
In
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
She's
the
just
song?
shitting out of her mouth, dude, at all times. It's crazy. But I don't know. I don't know what her issue is. The conversation progresses, and Heidi gets pissed off. She pulls out her heroin needle, and she threatens to stab the front desk guy with it. And he just starts bouncing around the room. He's like, whoa! Wait, whoa, whoa, whoa.
I don't know what the fuck you got in that, but keep it away from me.
I feel like he knows exactly what. He's been peeking through the
You've
Scooby-Doo
been
hole.
watching her the whole time. You know what she's been doing, and you know what it is. How did he... That's a good point. Why was he surprised when she pulled that out? He's like, whoa, I've never seen
Where'd you
this
get
before.
that from?
You've been watching her shoot up for the past 3 weeks.
Like, break a whole needle off in her arm. You think she's gonna do it to you?
Imagine watching someone do that and then going, it's the girl of my dreams. Like, what? I don't know. But then the conversation goes on. The dude goes, "Actually, I know where Skinner lives," and she's like, she's dumbfounded. She bounces back. She's like,
fuck?
"What? I've been hunting this guy for 5 years. How did you do that?" And he goes,
"You don't even know him."
and then he goes, "Well, it's obvious. I just watched him walk home." And she bounces back again. She's like, she didn't realize she could do that.
It's like, wait, that's an option?
Holy shit. Are you kidding me?
You're a fucking detective, guy.
Like, how does this chick just end up in random places where he is all the time, just like looking across from him? But she's like, I could never figure out where he lives. What do you mean? He doesn't try to hide it.
The dude literally is like, yeah, I just followed him.
He
He's
is
like, yeah, I just walked over to him
He
one
is
day.
a stalker, though, so I mean, he probably was stalking. 'cause
He's not a
that's
good
his
stalker.
thing. He poked a hole through a wall in a
Yeah,
hotel.
that's what I'm saying. He's not a good stalker. He just poked a
He
hole
puts
through a wall.
effort into it, you know.
What? He poked a hole in
my
the wall
guy,
7 years ago, and now he
put a
looks through
poster
it?
up. He put a poster up, too.
This is effort for you?
for 5 years.
Dude, her stock game isn't as peak as his.
Clearly.
Apparently. I mean, yeah. But, you know, what happens next? Well,
He's gonna.
the man goes to his knees.
He was gonna show her where he lives.
He's praying to Lord.
He was showing her
What was he showing her?
where he lives.
He's showing her his tongue in,
Yeah,
in
like
the
look,
middle of her
he's
lips.
right up here.
Not the lips you think of.
No, they were just hugging though, for real.
Son of a
Face hug.
bitch. We're back to this.
They were hugging.
It was a face
I
hug.
didn't see anything. Like it was like a weird. He got
She
his knees
hugged.
to hug.
Yeah, she
This
hugged
is-
his face.
Yeah, this is what hugging is like to you?
They're hugging.
This is what you think hugging is.
Well,
Face hugs.
I didn't see anything.
It's a
else.
sick thing these men want.
He's just hugging.
All men want is hugs.
Where my hug at?
It's a sick thing all these men want, and it's hugs.
Fucking disgusting.
Anyway, he starts performing my note autocorrected from fellatio to fellation.
Yeah, he did do that.
He starts
that's not exactly right.
he starts performing fellation on Heidi. And she goes, while he's doing it, she goes, "You have to tell me where he is." And then while, like, muffled, while he's in the process of fellatioing, he goes, "Well, I will." He's like, "Oh, I will." It's like it's not like he's licking a girl's vagina. It's like he has a dick in his mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa. But then, like, right before the scene ends, you see, like, a brief little quick second of her just holding the needle next to him. So it's like, wait, is she gonna... And when we first watched this, I wasn't even sure if, like, she teleported to Skinner and killed him or if she killed, like, Ricki Lake's boyfriend or what the fuck happened. Because this dude, like... You just see him, like, looking like a slug on the ground. Like, you know when Frank and Always Sunny is, like, he's filled with the Vaseline and he's, like, rolling on the ground? It looks like that, but just, like, red. And I couldn't even tell who it was. I couldn't even tell what happened. And if you blink, you miss the needle thing. So when we watched it the second time, I was like, oh, she had the needle. So she killed him. Okay.
Yeah.
But, like, it looks so ridiculous. Like, there's just so much, like...
wild,
the kills are impossible to count on this. Like, I think I got them right, but really,
you
like...
basically don't see them
I
happen.
don't see anything.
Yeah.
The things that you do see are, like, on people that are already dead. So, like, you know,
Right.
it's weird. It's kind of odd. But, you know, she killed him and she got the information she needed. I don't know when exactly. I don't know
Right.
the timeline of this. I don't know if it was while his tongue was inside of her that she got this. But the way they were conversating, he was like, "Oh, well." I'm pretty sure that's when she got it. Anyway, back at the lake house, Skinner reveals his true self to Miss Lake. He just pops up, like, in Earl's skin. And he's like, "This is me." And she goes, "Wait, what?"
No, that was an even different skin, wasn't it?
Oh, it was a different skin? You might be right. You might be right.
Because it's a lady skin. 'Cause
Oh,
he's
that was the
like,
next chick that he
I want you
killed.
to see the real me.
That was the chick
and
he
he's,
killed
like, doing
after-
this weird
Yeah,
slinky
yeah.
dance.
He
Real
is doing
sexy.
he's like a slippery snack. So him and Lake, they disappear. It's safe to say he kidnapped her. Again, you gotta, like, infer that.
Yeah,
But they're gone.
right.
So now the mans of Ricki Lake shows up at the house without
go.
a Ricky to be found.
Jeff.
His name's Jeff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeff.
Of course.
Heidi
it is.
pops out of the corner of the room, and this guy doesn't even acknowledge the fact that there's a stranger in his house. He's like, "Hey." Like, he says, "What are you doing here?"
He's like,
but
who are you?
he's not. He's like, "Hey, yeah, you're right." He doesn't say, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "Who are you?"
In like the most casual way, like, oh, it makes sense that you would be in my house. Who are you?
His locked house. And then also, like, his girlfriend is missing.
Missing.
And he's just like, "Hey, what's up? What's going on? How's it going, Heidi?"
and her appearance is shocking.
Well, she's wearing a trench coat, like I said, ridiculous flowy
She's
hat,
fucking Carmen Sandiego.
giant, ridiculous, fake
Like,
shitty
I come
wig all over her
home
face.
late at night. I've been away working.
No, dude, I come home in the middle of the day and this bitch is in my house. I'm horrified.
Like, I'd be swinging. Like, as soon as that bitch pops up in my dining room, like,
She's got a lamp,
motherfucker,
too.
get out of here.
She also
man.
popped up from behind him too and like jump scared him, and he's just like, "Who are you?" Like, what do you mean? This is so crazy. Your woman is gone. She's gone. There's like notes too, and she's like,
Right.
"Read the note." Why do you know about the note? Like, I would have so many questions for her, and they would all start with fighting.
Yeah, it's
It's
wild.
insane.
He doesn't. He's very well composed.
She's also speaking in riddles to him, and he's like, "How do I solve it?" Like, what are you talking about, dude?
Well, we talked about that. This whole thing. There's absolutely no reason why she shouldn't just be like, "Hey, Skinner has your wife. Let's go kill him."
Instead, she's like, "There once was a man from Nantucket."
And she's going, "Tell me where he goes. What does he do?"
How does she know this guy
what
knows
the
anything?
Fuck? He's gone. He's a trucker.
He literally
He's
knows-
never
He
here.
knows less than any single person in this situation.
Literally.
Any single person. The dude that you killed 5 minutes ago knew more than this
right?
guy.
For real.
You could have still used him at this point. They were basically like, I mean, he was a fucking creep and weirdo, but he was giving
was
you
on
the
your-
information
he was
that you
on your
needed.
side,
And he was
kinda.
basically willing to like do whatever you told him to at this point.
Yeah, he was just wanted to be your little sex slave.
So like really like, I mean, yeah, maybe I'm not saying don't kill him after.
Yeah.
He has every bit of information you
You
needed.
could have used him as a little pawn,
and then kill him.
Like, he would have done anything for that pussy. Like,
She's a fool. Do anything for the pussy. Dash James.
saying he would have. Did you see that guy?
Holy shit. So she pulls her heroin needle out and she goes, "Where does Skinner go?" And he's still not alarmed. He's just like, "Oh, what you got in your hand there?" And then she's like, "He never strays far from
know
where he
what?
settles." And also, this dude always strays far from where he settles. He doesn't even settle. He
It's
goes
true.
everywhere. She thinks she knows so much about him. She doesn't know a dick from ass
From
about
what
him.
we've seen, he's constantly on the move.
He's running everywhere. Okay, what were you going to say? I had to get that thought
I
out.
just wanted to say, maybe we're not giving Jeff enough credit. He is a trucker. He does have a no lot lizard sticker.
He does.
So he's probably seen some shit.
He probably thinks she's a lot lizard, and he's like, "What are you
Right?
doing? You follow me
hey.
home?"
Follow me. I said no lot lizards.
Like, come on, you saw the sticker, asshole. What are you talking about? I'm in love with Ricki Lake, who's in love with Teddy Lake. And then finally, also, this was so insane to me because she hasn't revealed her scars and her burn and everything to anyone in the entire movie.
Yeah.
Knows Jeff for 2 seconds, the dude who gives her no information, the dude who has no information, the dude who knows dick from ass. And she goes, "Look at my scars. These are what he did to me."
You're right. I didn't even think about
Why did she
that.
reveal that to him?
Why him? Why
She didn't
now?
have- legitimately, she probably didn't even have to go the whole movie with revealing that. Like, I'm glad she did because it looked crazy. I mean,
Right,
this bitch
yeah.
is bald and burned. But was that bad? I can say that. That's just what she
fine.
is. She's bald and burned.
She was?
It's like, yeah, I was gonna make a joke. I'm gonna say it.
Don't do it.
You shouldn't.
Nah.
I'm gonna say it.
I don't like it.
Is this why
Say it.
Will Smith got slapped?
Yep. I knew you were going to say it. I knew you were going to say it.
I mean, like, Chris Rock would be rolling in his grave right now.
He's
Okay.
alive.
What?
Yeah, I
That's the
know.
joke.
He's
Wait, when did he come back?
He didn't survive.
There we go. Someone got me. Thanks, man. I thought he got sent to hell with that one, dude.
He just put out a comedy special.
I saw the first clip.
I didn't like it.
The slap?
No,
Oh, I'm talking about the slap.
I know you're talking about.
I thought he died from that.
He came back.
He's alive?
Yeah.
Okay, anyway. So she's like, "He never strays far from..." Shut up. Okay, so she's like, "Truck driver man, where does Skinner go?" And at one point, we cut between both of their faces, and she squirts her needle so comically that I pissed my entire pants like Nia did a few days ago. You guys know Nia pissed on my kitchen floor a few days ago?
I did hear about that.
Anyway.
You heard about it?
Yeah, because you were like, "I pissed on your kitchen floor." So yeah, everyone heard that.
It was your fault.
So eventually, what? So eventually, she tries to stab the dude with a needle, and she fails terribly.
Yeah.
He just kind of like pushes her to the left. He's like, stop it. And then somehow she trips and then knocks him down the stairs completely on accident. The one thing she does that she was trying to do was on accident. So he falls down, knocks out. And then she befriends him. She's like, all right, now that I knocked you out, we're buds. So she's like, let's get in your big rig and let's go find Skinner. So they crash into the front gates to Skinner's job because his evil lair is inside of the warehouse he works at. He built a lair in there. And immediately after arriving...
In 3 days.
In 3 days.
And he's got like a whole shrine and skin suits.
Candles everywhere.
Yeah, fucking fire. Open flame.
Like a thigh hanging from the ceiling. How is no one noticing this?
No
All
shit.
of these like tools and knives and shit. Bloodied and fucking crazy looking.
And immediately after arriving, Heidi swindles Ricki Lake's boyfriend and injects him with heroin because Dennis Skinner is hers.
Yeah.
Still could have been. I don't think he gives a shit. He just wants to find his girlfriend.
Dude, you know what it was?
Huh.
She needed him to drive her there.
Because she doesn't know how to drive?
Yeah.
She definitely doesn't know how to drive.
There's no way she could drive.
She can't even walk.
She needed him to drive.
And she was like, all right, I got my Uber. So
No shit.
That's why she didn't stab him with the needle earlier.
it's a very good point. Well, she tried, to be fair. So I don't know. Does that hold up? Because she tried.
Yeah, that's true.
She did try to stab him.
She did try.
So I don't know.
Just fucking failed.
To be fair, if she didn't get a ride, she was just going to run over there. She doesn't give a shit.
No, she's gonna walk very slowly with a limp.
That's true.
Over there.
Just going to crawl over there.
No, she wouldn't have even made it that night. She would have had to go back to the hotel.
She would have showed
shoot
up like a week later. She would have been like, you're a creature of habit, Skinner. Actually, you're a creature of habit. You just sit in your hotel room and do heroin all day. What are we talking about here? And really, the only creature here is you, if we're being completely
100%.
honest. She looks like a burnt slug. Anyway.
Oh my god.
She's not real. Who gives a
Yeah,
shit?
no, you're right.
She's not fucking real. This isn't like a live depiction of something that happened. You guys think this is real
Actually
life?
look like that.
This is acting.
Oh.
Anyway. So, wow, this is crazy. I don't even know how to start with this. Now we're in the last few legs of the movie. Heidi shows up in Skinner's lair, and he just starts trolling her for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, he's just, like, throwing things next to her and, like, fucking with her, and he's like, ha, 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 you're stupid.
He's like, why are you touching my tools? You know I hate it when people touch my stuff.
And Ricki Lake is tied up there.
Just
Not to
chilling.
mention that.
Just chilling in the corner, tied up. You know, it happens. But eventually he starts walking around with a machete, and then somehow she walks up with a Bowie knife next to him and starts cutting him up, like actually beating the living fuck out of him.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh shit, okay, she's doing what she said she was going to do the whole time. You failed 9 times, but you're finally doing it. But then this security guard pulls up with his fucking Red Ryder rifle.
Yep.
And he shoots their eyes out.
Everybody.
He blasts everyone involved. He's like, I'm gonna protect the good people. And then he sees like 3 people fighting. He's like, I'm just gonna shoot them all one by one. He's like, well, I don't have enough time to figure out who's the attacker. I'm the attacker now.
He is the attacker.
So he blasts them all. Now Skinner and Heidi are just laying on the ground in each other's arms. And she's like, Skinner, you dick. And he's like, you're the dick, actually. People
I don't know
love
if you've
people
ever
like me.
thought about this, but
You're a
the
dick.
dick.
You're a dick. You're the piece of shit. And actually, people love me. They're gonna make movies about me. They're gonna do tests on my brain because I'm fucking cool. And then it just blacks out. The movie ends. And also, Ricki Lake is just laying there on the ground. She's just like,
No, don't forget about. He goes in on her fucking pea coat.
Oh yeah.
oh, because he's like, yeah, you're
starts
wearing
ripping-
this stupid fucking puke green pea coat. You got this stupid fucking hat. Your hair
Fucking
looks
thrift
like
store
shit.
Bullshit.
You're out here limping.
He just starts going in on her, dude, like as they're both bleeding out.
And it just ends. And I don't know, like, I'm not counting any of those 3 as kills because it looks like they're all just alive laying there. Like, they
Yeah.
might, one of them or 2 of them might have died after. I think it looked like Heidi stopped moving and might have died right there. But I don't really know for sure, so I don't know. I'm going to say 6 kills.
Heidi didn't die. She definitely got roasted.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, she got burnt again.
Again.
My man. So 6 kills, 6 bonks, no boobs.
Oh, boobs.
No, 1 boob.
Oh, you're right. We did get 1 boob.
Yep.
I forgot about that. It's like a
It was
Nipple.
hard. It's hard to
It's
count it
because
because they were being
Yeah.
skinned.
If you
Yeah.
see a nipple,
That's true.
Yeah.
it's a
It was a
nipple.
nipple.
Yeah.
I agree. But like
6 kills,
at
6
that
bongs, 1
moment,
boob.
it wasn't a human. You know what I mean?
No. But
But yeah,
boobs. Yeah.
boobs.
I'd recommend the fuck out of this movie.
I would recommend this movie.
I love Skinner. You will never see anything like this again in your life.
No.
It's one of a kind. You recommend it,
Yeah,
Tough Guy?
I gave it. Are we doing ratings or are we just?
We're gonna
saying
get to that.
recommendations? Well,
Do you recommend it?
just the one scene, just to watch Earl.
Just Earl?
That's crazy.
You have to see it just to see
It's
that.
Other
pretty
than
insane.
that, nah.
No?
Not really.
Oh, I love this movie, dude. What about you, Nia?
Maybe.
Maybe?
Maybe.
Do you have a fun time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
I
alright.
can see.
Okay, well, let's start with you guys then, since you guys are on
Okay.
the fence. What's your rating, Nia, out of 5?
2.5.
Okay.
Yeah, I did give it 3.5, but I didn't. I don't know. I didn't love
give it
it.
3.5
because
and you
there
wouldn't
was just a lot
recommend
of- There's just a lot of things they did that just annoyed me. Like when he was doing the body thing and it was all flubbery.
I liked
just
it.
like that. It just.
I was into it. It was with the aesthetic of the movie. I fucked with it.
Yeah, it just.
James?
I didn't give it any stars, but I would recommend it.
Wait, so you're giving this a 0?
I don't know if it's a 0 or if it's just I don't know how to rate it.
I'm giving this 4 stars.
Okay, you
Easily
can do
a 4-star movie. This was great. The lighting was great. The kills were awesome. The atmosphere was incredible. This dude's Leatherface.
that. Yeah,
It was great. It was a 4-star movie. I love Skinner. I love this movie.
Not just leather face though. It's like leather suit,
Faces,
leather
suit.
body.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
yeah.
leather closet.
Ed
It's the
Gein would be
whole-
rolling in his grave.
Yeah, he would.
This was great. I love this movie.
Fuck, Mary Kill?
Yes,
Oh,
fuck,
wow.
marry, kill. We got the front desk dude at the hotel.
Oh,
We got
God.
Skinner dressed as Earl, and we got me.
Oh, God.
Killing Earl.
Is that racist?
No.
Yeah, it is racist.
'Cause it's-
Wait, hold on,
it's-
because he's not technically.
It's not even Earl.
Oh yeah.
It's not actually Earl.
But you can save Earl. Wait, what are you
It's
killing?
Skin.
Then you're killing.
You're killing
What?
Skinner.
Yeah,
killing
you're
really.
killing
Skinner.
Skinner. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Dressed as Earl.
There's a loophole in this one. Hey.
You-
What?
It's a loophole.
Were you gonna fuck him?
No, never mind.
What's the
Because
loophole?
it's still Skinner. Just kill him.
Yeah, I mean
Easy.
it's Skinner.
Yeah. Kill
Okay, what else you
Skinner,
got?
marry you, and who are you? What's the last
and
one?
then we fucked the other guy.
You gonna fuck the hotel?
Sure. It
I'm
sounded
not
like he
gonna
was
marry
pretty
him.
good at hugging. So.
That's the same one.
Yeah.
Okay, James.
Yeah.
So
I'm not
everyone-
gonna marry him.
everyone's the
Yeah.
same one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
all gonna marry you.
Oh, this is a fucked up relationship. Yeah, Roger Ebert gave this a 5-star. He said this was the best cinematic masterpiece he's ever seen. He said
There
Ted,
was the smallest moment where you had me believing the words you were saying.
well, yeah, he said that Ted Raimi is a joy on screen. He said Ricki Lake has the outfits of a lifetime.
Oh, now you're just lying.
What do you mean? That's what Roger Ebert said.
I believe it.
So I'm
Did he
just-
say anything about it?
No, I just looked it up. He didn't say
Oh,
anything. No, he didn't say anything.
Would be amazing.
He says 5 stars. Dynamic. Ted Raimi. Best actor in the world. Ricki Lake. Outfits of a lifetime. That's what he said. So yeah, Nicole Loftus sent an email that said, "Hey, my name's Nikki. Can you please do these requests for my birthday next year on May 18th, 1976? Is that your birthday?" She's talking about Carrie. She wants to do Carrie.
Okay.
We're doing Carrie. That's the
We're
only
doing
reason I'm reading this. She said Carrie or Urban
Carrie.
Legend. But I'm just reading that one because we're doing Carrie
We're doing Carrie.
soon. Probably like the next episode after this, I think, or maybe it was the episode before this. But
Carrie.
shout out
Carrie.
Nicole Loftus. Nicole Loftus. But yeah, that was Skinner from 1993.
Crazy movie.
Incredible movie. Just great time. Everyone loved it. We're happy. Yeah, so that's the end of the episode. If you guys want to follow us on the socials and all that fun stuff, we're on Instagram at Horror Soup, Twitter at Horror Soup Sucks. Our letterbox are at Horror Soup Caleb, at Night Shift Video, at Vibes_Cleveland. Nia's on Instagram at Not Yo Girlfriend. That's NOTYOGIRLFRIEND. I have another show called Scream. It is a horror movie podcast with Ash and Elena from Morbid. You know them. They exist. You know the people. Yeah, we talk about horror movies over there too, but they try to torture me with their terrible picks, and then people go, "Hey, why do you hate this movie?" Well, Watch it. Thank you to Ross Lee for the intro and outro music on the show. Great dude. Thank you to Mute Members Only Club for just always letting me use his music wherever the fuck I want it. And
Incredible.
yeah, anything else, guys?
Awesome.
That about it?
That's it.
Nia, go ahead and do your thing.
Yeah, we playing Sims.
Yes.
Let's do it.
All right, everyone. Pepper the baby.
He was just a little.
Damn.
He's just a little wonky. He's a little wonky. He's okay. We saved it.
All right.
Okay. Outro, guys.
Oh,
Sims with cheats or without cheats?
No, cheats take up. They might kill your computer.
We gotta start raw. What's our family name gonna be?
I don't know.
Wait, what's your last name?
Robbins.
Let's do Robland.
Okay.
Okay.